This morning's guest is the Director of Public Support for the American Red Cross. She needs your support. Find out what it's all about coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Pepper Gettings Recreation Center here on Oak Street in the heart of Myrtle Beach. We're focused on disaster preparedness, and we're visiting with the Director of Public Support for the Coastal South Carolina chapter of the American Red Cross, Nanci Conley. Good morning,
Nancy. Good morning.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me here this morning.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
I think last time we were together, you were actually with Bill McCown down at Garden City Furniture as he was talking about the Heroes campaign for the Coastal South Carolina chapter of the ARC. How'd that go?
That went very well. We raised over $60,000.
Wow, great.
Unfortunately, $60,000 versus $110,000 spent on disaster assistance.
A lot going on with the American Red Cross right now, and a lot of fires you talked about since the first of the month.
I'm completely overwhelmed and surprised that since July 1st, we've responded to over 9 fires in the 3-county area. 35 people homeless because of fires in July.
That is terrible, Nancy. 35 folks in Horry, Georgetown, and Williamsburg County.
Correct.
Those are the 3 counties that you all serve, and of course those are such large counties. You've got the largest, the 4th largest, and Williamsburg's probably in the top 5 geographically of largest counties in the state of South Carolina. That's a big deal to cover all that territory.
It is. We're only able to do that because we have about 300 volunteers. Volunteers are the backbone to the Red Cross, and we use them. They come out 24/7 to respond to fires. They become part of our disaster action team members. We couldn't do it without them.
That's tremendous. Are there ever needs for volunteers even now, Nancy?
Every day. We can always use volunteers. One of the most important things that the Red Cross talks about is preparedness. And if we are going to be able to meet the needs of the folks in those 3 counties, we continually need to prepare.
Right.
And part of that is to gather volunteers and train them. The day that the disaster hit is not the time to be looking for volunteers.
Right,
they need to be trained.
Yes, very important point. If a viewer needs to get out of the house now or get off to work or otherwise, and speaking of training, is there a good phone number to call, or even do you all have a local website?
Both. They can contact the chapter at 477-0020 or visit our website at www.coastalscarc.org.
Okay, coastalscarc.org. Very easy. And you said 843-477-0020. And there's always someone there answering. I mean, not all the time, but during working hours. And of course, as you said, fires and hurricane preparedness and disaster preparedness in general, or those instances do not necessarily work on our time clock. Those can be late at night or early in the morning. The American Red Cross is ready.
Yes, we are prepared. Our volunteers go out all hours, and we do have an answering service. So there's always someone there to answer a phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Y'all's website has tremendous information on there, Nancy. Who keeps that up to date? It is constantly updated.
Yes, we have a wonderful website, and WebWorks, I believe,
Good, sure.
is the one who donates the services for that. And it's a phenomenal website. I've been very impressed by the quality and the professionalism.
Right, coastalscarc.org, which is wonderful. Right in front of us, I'm sure viewers at 7 a.m. on a Monday morning wonder, what the heck is all this stuff? They're used to seeing a Myrtle Beach Herald on a table, but what of all this other stuff here? Did that come out of this bag?
It did indeed. What this is our emergency preparedness bag. It's a wonderful backpack that I can tell you all this wonderful assorted trinkets come out of. This here is a supply for folks to be able to survive a disaster for 72 hours. If you were cut off from any type of assistance for a variety of reasons, let it be a hurricane, a flood, numerous, you could survive with this for that 72 hours. It all comes in this package. And this was a gift to me, actually.
Is that right?
Yes. When I left my other chapter, as a going-away present, they gave me my preparedness bag, so I would have one. And it's been a wonderful opportunity to have it, and I keep it right in the closet, right by the front door.
You know, I don't see any food here on the table, Nancy. How would I have some food to survive?
Have some nutritional.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Is that lunch or dinner?
That's
all three.
All of it. Everything
Breakfast,
you ever
lunch,
wanted.
and dinner. This says eat one bar every 6 hours per person. Eat in small pieces. So that means this must be set up for more than even one person.
Yes. And the package here includes 2 of those. So you have that. You have your water.
And it's got all the health, all the calories and the protein. That's when I wouldn't be worried about my diet, is during that 72 hours of an emergency. Although my daughter told me this morning I need to start thinking about what I'm eating, which is great. You've got a lot of great. What are some of the other items in here for viewers who can't see all that?
I think I like myself the radio. This is invaluable. It's a little battery-operated radio, AM, FM, TV.
Oh, good.
And it can clip right on your belt.
Right.
So you can be prepared. It's very important that you be able to hear what's going on during
during the disaster.
Yep. Glow sticks for light. I'm just in, of course, duct tape. Yeah, everybody knows you can fix anything with duct tape.
Right.
A whistle if no one can see you.
That's a great point.
So you can be heard.
Right.
First aid kit. Very compact. Has everything that you would hopefully need.
Absolutely.
Plastic drop cloth. Filters to put over your mouth in case there's death and danger. Work gloves. Container to carry water in.
And you've got the water right here.
Yes,
2 bags of that.
The sterilized water for you to drink, and then if you need it for other things, you can put water in there as well.
More food here and batteries. And the batteries, I guess, are for the flashlight?
The flashlight and the radio.
And the radio. Excellent, excellent. All of this can be found in the Emergency Preparedness Kit, and the info and the link on how to purchase one is located there at coastalscarc.org.
Yes.
Okay, tremendous. You also have this very important, this is worth the cost of buying the bag in and of itself, the Family First Aid and Emergency Preparedness Manual, which is a good 20-some pages, almost 30 pages, but tremendous information and the opportunity to do, which has great reminders about first aid training and CPR training and all the needs of so many of the activities that the American Red Cross is involved in. Training is obviously of utmost importance.
It's imperative. We all need to be prepared, let it be for a disaster. We don't often realize that simple home fires are a disaster. Sun poisoning. I mean, there's a variety of things that are a disaster that interrupt your life. And working with the Red Cross through our health and safety program, through our disaster preparedness program, your family can be prepared. And it has shown overall through national testing and surveys that if you are prepared, 70% of the time you suffer much less of a loss.
Really?
That's significant.
70%. That's tremendous, yes.
It's huge. So we really cannot encourage people enough to get out and be prepared.
Those are incredible percentages. I had no idea.
And being prepared is not just having items or taking classes. Being prepared is making sure your family's well prepared.
Right.
Do you have all your important papers in a fireproof, waterproof container?
I know I don't. That's very important.
Children's birth certificates, your immunizations records. I just know from my own experience of moving here in the last year or so, when I went to get a new driver's license, 5 forms of ID.
5 forms of ID.
I had to prove who I was and where I lived. Now, if you've suffered a fire or a hurricane or a flood or so forth, you don't necessarily have that. But if you've got that paperwork in a secure place, ATM machines are often down, so you better have some cash in there for yourself too. There's a whole variety. We actually do have a community program where we can come out to community groups free of charge and talk about how to be prepared for disasters.
If someone calls your 843-477-0020 number, could they learn about that, getting you all out to come to talk to our groups?
Absolutely. And they can visit our website. There's, as you point out, a wealth of information on our website on various ways that you can be prepared so your family. One of the biggest things that the Red Cross itself has just brought out this year for the first time is our Safe and Well website.
Safe and Well website.
Yes, and this is very exciting because this is an opportunity. It's a tool. It's web-based, and let's say you have a relative here, and there's been a disaster, hurricane.
Right.
And you don't know, you're out of the area, and you want to know how that relative is. You can go onto that website, and the relative can have gone on wherever they are, type in their information, and you can check on them.
Great.
And that works anywhere in the country. So if you want to check on family members who may be in the area where there's a major fire going on in the western part of the country, it works like that. So, and that again, go to our website, And
that's tremendous. There are links there to that. Safe and well. That's a tremendous idea. And something, of course, the Red Cross has been around long enough to be cutting edge, really on the forefront of ideas to make sure to help people out in whatever the emergency. So oftentimes you can't even imagine that something could happen, and I'm sure a lot of folks don't think, I'll be inflicted by a fire. So few people would ever imagine that would happen to them, but it could happen to anyone.
You're absolutely right. Fire can happen anytime, anywhere. It just happens.
You said you've been down here with the Coastal South Carolina chapter of the American Red Cross, Nanci, for a little over a year. Where were you before that?
I was in northeastern New York in the Albany region.
Okay.
I was there for...
Also with the Red Cross?
Yes, I was there for about a little over 6 years.
Is that right? Great. What spurred the interest in working with the American Red Cross back then?
I liked their mission.
Yeah.
I liked what when I went and met with their CEO and I heard their mission, and I thought I knew about the Red Cross, but every day for the last 7 years I've learned something new.
Great.
It's a wonderful organization.
Yeah. Let's talk about, of course, here in the Myrtle Beach area and within the Coastal South Carolina chapter, we're thinking about hurricane preparedness. I know, as you highlighted, disasters could be of any sort. Whether you grab this bag running out of your house as the fire is ablazing, or if there's a hurricane, an impending hurricane coming up, the Red Cross has got ideas for how to help. But why do we need to prepare? I mean, what are some of the things there that are most important?
The most important, I would say, is that you need to have your plan. We strongly encourage everyone to leave the area. If the governor says it's a voluntary evacuation, evacuate.
Right.
Follow the routes, do what you need to do, but evacuate. Some people don't feel comfortable doing them. They wait for the mandatory. If you wait for the mandatory, it's a little bit more structured. It's a little more challenging getting out. We really, really encourage everyone to leave for your safety. And that's what we're here about. We're concerned about your safety. And the county emergency management has done wonderful jobs. I mean, I've worked with Randy Webster and the other folks throughout the other counties. And they're just wonderful, and they are really on top of this, and we work very closely with them. We want people to be prepared. If you may not be able to get out for whatever reason, you need to know where the closest shelter are. You need to, the shelters are all listed on our website, they're on the county's websites, and so on. We really stress to people to go today and check out the route to the shelter. The time to learn how to get to a shelter is not the day of the disaster. Important point, absolutely. Again, no one thinks that the disaster is going to happen at all, let alone that they're not going to be able to find it. So you're right. And all that's at coastalscarc.org. Yes, it is. Great. Could they also call your office for folks who don't have access to the internet or wouldn't even think about going to the library to go online? Could they call your office for that information? Great. Absolutely. We always have folks more than willing to answer the questions to work with them. We want to see everyone safe. Good. coastalscarc.org. You can't say that enough. One other thing we hadn't talked about, Nanci, you've got a big event coming up in about 12 days. We certainly do. It's our largest fundraising special event of the year. Is that right? Yes. Great. Good. I didn't know that. Good. It is the Hurricane Golf Classic, and it's on Saturday, August 4th at True Blue Golf Club. Good. Getting close, yes. Yes, very close. True Blue's a great course.